I've learned more about menopause as a bike shop owner than I ever learned in my entire education growing up. Yeah, like vaginal atrophy probably isn't like a common thing that's discussed in bike shops.
This is Leah. Leah owns a woman-centered bike shop in Portland, Oregon.
I care about bikes. I'm all about the newest technology just as much as the next person, but this shop is body focused. We tend to think way more about people than we do about bikes. We have a lot of knowledge as it relates to the ways in which it's different for people of different genders interacting with bicycles. And also, the people that work in the shop are primarily women, trans, and femme folks, instead of the traditional bike shop that you walk into, which is a lot of men standing around.
Gladys Bikes recognizes that every body is unique. They offer custom fitting to make sure your bike works perfectly with your body.
So let's think about the average pair of women's pants. They're built around this average body size that does not exist. All of us are different, and the same is true with bikes. They come in stock sizes, but people don't come in stock sizes. So bike fitting means coming in with the bike, figuring out what's going on with your body, figuring out your range of motion, where you have limitations and exceptional abilities, and then putting you on your bike and figuring out how to support you there so that you're comfortable while riding it, but also so that you're getting the most power that you can out of your muscles.
The shop also offers a saddle library where you can try out different shapes and sizes of saddles to find the right fit for your fanny.
When we started the saddle library, we were starting to see that our biggest client base seemed to be women between the ages of 50 and 70. We had one woman who, she was an oversharer. And she laid it out for us exactly why she was here and taught us all about the ways in which your genitals change. Things become much more sensitive and much more delicate. Something that I think about all the time now, the ways in which older women are just forgot about in our society, and especially within the outdoor industry, just erased. Learning how we can make a really comfortable environment for people to be entirely honest about their bodies and the discomfort they're feeling so that we can best make recommendations is one of the most important things we do here.
So where do women and bikes fit together in all this?
At the same time as women were demanding the right to vote, something called the safety bicycle was invented. And it was one of the first times that women were really invited to transport themselves on their own. One thing to note with that is a pet peeve of mine. There's still this misguided notion that there's something anatomical at play for why women need to ride step-through bicycles. It has nothing to do with anatomy. It has everything to do with skirts. So if you wear a skirt, step-through bike frame can be great. It has nothing to do actually with being a woman or not. It's good for anyone. I think before women could ride bikes, their lives were probably completely meaningless. Not really. I mean, I'm sure they were fine. Like, as much as I would love to say it was revolutionary and it changed everything immediately, women were still getting around in some way or another. This just made it easier and made it so that they could travel further. Over the past few months, I've had a lot of time to think about my own relationship to biking because I haven't been able to ride a bike. Bike-related injury. Yeah, it's allowed me to appreciate it in a new light, realizing how it allows me to become in touch with my body and how much power it has and how it can get me places and do things for me, but also how biking really allows me to appreciate the city that I live in. So to me, it's really all just about freedom, to be able to move myself around and the empowerment of doing it with my own body. I want Gladys Bikes to take over the world. Maybe just the city. I want it to be a safe community for folks to be able to come in and feel comfortable exploring their love of bikes here. I also want that to reverberate throughout. Increasingly, we're seen as a national model for how bike shops could be different and how they could be more inclusive and gender diverse. And I want to see that grow. Knowing that we're able to have this influence, I want to be cognizant of and help push it out further.